Welcome to episode 4.
Episode 4?
In this episode, you may grab a hanky.
A hanky?
And be prepared to be sitting on the front of your seat in suspense.
In suspense.
Well now, let's not keep you waiting.
Without further ado, we hope you enjoy.
Pinocchio fell to the ground and, kissing the cold stone 1,000 times, burst into a flood of tears. He cried all night, and still at dawn he was crying. His wailing and moaning could be heard from all the neighboring hills.
Oh dear Fairy, why are you dead? Why didn't I die? I who am so wicked, instead of you, who are so good. And where is my father? Where is he? Oh dear little Fairy, tell me where I could find him, for I want to stay with him forever and never leave him. Dear Fairy, tell me it is not true that you are dead. If you really love me, if you love your little brother, come to life just once more. Come back as you were before. Should the assassins come again, they will hang me, and then I will be dead forever. What can I do alone in this world, now that I have lost you and my father? Who will look after me? Oh, it will be better, and 100 times better, if I die too. Yes, I want to die.
Oh, what's happened?
A poor father has lost his son, and he intends crossing the sea in a small boat to search for him. But the waves are so high, the boat will capsize.
Well, where is the boat?
Right there, out in the ocean. See that man in his little boat?
It's my father! It's my father!
Oh, the waves are roughing him. Father! It's me, Pinocchio!
Up here, on this big rock!
Although Geppetto was very far away, he seemed to recognize his son. The man made signals to his son that he would return back to the land, but the sea was so furious he could not use his oars. Suddenly there came a huge wave, and the little boat disappeared. They all waited to see it again, but it did not reappear.
Poor man!
Suddenly they heard a desperate shout, and looking back, they saw a boy jumping into the sea from a rock.
I will save my father!
Pinocchio was made of wood, so he floated very easily. The people saw him disappear, get beaten under the waves, and then reappear. In the distance, now a leg appeared, now an arm, but at last they lost sight of him altogether.
Poor boy!
Pinocchio, spurred on by this hope of finding his father and of being in time to save him, swam all night long. And what a horrible night it was! It poured rain, it hailed, it thundered, and the lightning was so bright that it turned the night into day. At dawn he saw, not far away from him, a long stretch of sand. It was an island in the middle of the sea. Pinocchio tried his best to get there, but he couldn't. The waves played with him and tossed him about as if he were a twig or a bit of straw. At last, and luckily for him, a tremendous wave tossed him to the very spot where he wanted to be. The blow from the wave was so strong that, as he fell to the ground, his joints cracked and almost broke. But, nothing daunted, he jumped to his feet.
I have escaped with my life!
Little by little the sky cleared. The sun came out in its full splendor, and the sea became as calm as a lake. Then the marionette took off his clothes and laid them on the sand to dry. He looked over the waters to see whether or not he might catch sight of a boat with a little man in it. He searched and searched, but saw nothing except sea and sky, and far away a few sails, so small they might have been birds.
Only I knew the name of this island. If I even knew what kind of people I would find here. But whom shall I ask? There is no one here.
The idea of finding himself in so lonesome a spot made him so sad he was about to cry. But just then he saw a big fish swimming nearby, with his head far out of the water. Not knowing what to call him, the marionette said to him,
Hello there, Mr. Dolphin. May I have a word with you?
Even 2 if you want.
Will you please tell me if, on this island, there are places where one might eat without necessarily being eaten?
Surely there are. In fact, you'll find one not too far from this spot. Take that path to your left and follow the nose. You can't go wrong.
You who travel day and night through the sea, did you not perhaps meet a little boat with my father in it?
And who is your father?
He is the best father in the world, even as I am the worst son that can be found.
In the storm last night, the little boat must have been swamped.
And my father?
By this time, he must have been swallowed by the terrible shark, which, for the last few days, has been bringing terror to these waters.
Is this shark very big?
Is he big? Just to give you an idea of his size, let me tell you he's larger than a 5-story building and that he has a mouth so big and deep that a whole train engine could easily fit into it.
Mother mine!
Scared to death and dressing himself as fast as he could, he turned to the dolphin.
Farewell, Mr. Dolphin. Pardon the bother, and many thanks to your kindness.
Then he took the path at so swift a gait that he seemed to fly, and at every small sound he heard, he turned in fear to see whether the terrible shark, 5 stories high and with a train in his mouth, was following him. After walking a half hour, he came to a small country called the Land of the Busy Bees. The streets were filled with people running to and fro about their tasks. Everyone worked. Everyone had something to do. Even if it were to search with a lantern, not one idle man or one tramp could have been found.
I understand. This is no place for me. I was not born for work.
But, in the meantime, he began to feel hungry, for it was 24 hours since he had eaten. What was to be done? There was only 2 means left to him in order to get a bite to eat. He had either to work or to beg. He was ashamed to beg, as he knew he should work. All others work, and if they didn't, and went hungry, so much the worse for them. He had traveled about half an hour when he came upon Busy Bee Town, where everyone was hurrying back and forth on business. Everyone had something to do. Everyone was working.
I see. This place will never do for me. Again, I was not born for work.
Though by this time, however, he was terribly hungry. He had not had anything to eat in a long time, not even a dish of green seeds. The way Pinocchio saw it, he had 2 options. One was to ask for work, and the other was to beg for bread and pennies. Just at that moment, a man passed by. He was pulling 2 heavy carts loaded with charcoal. Pinocchio judged by his look that he was a kind man, so he approached him.
Will you please give me a penny, sir? I am dying of hunger.
If you'll help me draw home these loads of charcoal, I shall give you not 1 penny, but 2.
I am surprised at you. I am not a donkey. I do not draw carts.
That's all right. But then, my boy, if you are really so hungry, eat a couple slices of your pride.
Sir, would you be so kind as to give a penny to a poor, hungry puppet?
With pleasure. Come with me and carry lime, and instead of 1 penny, I shall give you 5.
But lime is so heavy, and I don't want to get tired.
If you don't want to get tired, my boy, then amuse yourself with being hungry.
Over the next hour, 20 people passed by, and Pinocchio begged to all of them. But each and every one told him the same thing as the coal dealer and the mason had before. At last, a kind young woman approached him, carrying 2 pails of water.
Kind lady, will you please give me a drink of water from your pail?
Yes, drink, my child.
Ah, now I'm thirsty no more. Oh, if only I was no longer hungry, too.
If you carry one of these pails home, I'll give you a big piece of bread.
Pinocchio looked at the pail, but said neither yes nor no.
And with that bread, I shall give you a nice dish of cauliflower with oil and vinegar.
Pinocchio looked at the pail again, but still said nothing.
And after cauliflower, I shall give you some tasty sweets.
All right. I shall carry a pail home for you.
The pail was very heavy, so Pinocchio put it on his head. When they arrived home, the good woman led Pinocchio to a little table and set the bread, cauliflower, and sweets before him. Pinocchio did not eat like a human being. He gobbled everything. His stomach was like a tenement house that had been uninhabited for 5 months. Bite by bite, his hunger was appeased, and he raised his head to thank his benefactress. Immediately, he looked at her in astonishment, sat there with his fork in the air, his mouth full of bread and cauliflower, his eyes opened wide as if bewitched.
Oh!
What is the matter?
Because you are like, you remind me of, yes, the same voice, and the same eyes, the same hair. Oh, how could I have not noticed it before? You have blue hair too, just like she had. Oh, dear fairy, is it you? Is it really you? Don't make me cry anymore. If you only knew, I have cried so much, and I have suffered so much.
In saying this, Pinocchio fell to his knees before the young woman, threw his arms around her, and began to cry bitterly.
How did you recognize me? I was a little girl when you left me, and now I have grown to be a woman, one nearly enough to be your mother. If you like, it would be rather odd if you continued to call me sister now.
It was your love for me that told you.
Also, kind of the blue hair.
But anyway, I would like that very much, because I've always wanted to have a mother, as other boys do. But how did you manage to grow so quickly?
That's a secret.
Teach it to me! I would like to be a little bigger. Look at me! I've never been more than Tom Thumb.
But you can't grow.
Why not?
Because puppets cannot grow. They stay the same as they are when they are born.
Oh, I'm sick of always being a puppet. It's about time I become a man, like other people.
And you will if you deserve it.
Really? Oh, what can I do to deserve it?
It's very easy. You begin by being a well-behaved, good puppet.
What? Are you saying that I'm not a good puppet?
You are anything but. If you want to become a real boy, you can start by acting like one. Good children are obedient, and you...
I am never obedient.
Good children are willing to study and work, but you...
I am an idle vagrant all year round.
Good children always try to tell the truth.
And I always tell lies.
Good children don't... Good children are willing to go to school.
And school gives me a pain. But from this day forward, I shall turn over a new leaf.
Do you promise that?
I promise. I want to become a real boy and be a comfort to my father.
Wait, where is my poor father?
I don't know.
Will I ever be lucky enough to find him again?
I hope so, Pinocchio.
Woohoo!
Hearing this, Pinocchio was so happy that he took the fairy's hands and kissed them.
Tell me, Mother, since you aren't dead now, does that mean you never actually were?
It seems not.
If you only know how I suffered, and how my heart ached when I read, "Here lies..."
I know it, and that is why I have forgiven you. The depth of your sadness made me see that you have a good heart. And if a child has a good heart, even if he is mischievous and full of bad habits, there is hope, and he will mend his ways. This is why I am here for you. I shall be your mamma.
Hooray!
You should try to obey me, and do as you are told.
Oh, yes, Mama.
Tomorrow, then, you shall start by going to school. Then you will choose some profession or trade, whichever you would like. What are you muttering between your teeth?
I was just saying that it seems too late for me to go to school now.
No, my son. Remember always that it is never too late to learn and get educated.
But I don't want to learn any profession or trade.
Why not?
Because I don't like to work.
My child, people who talk like that generally end up in a hospital or prison. Remember that every person, rich or poor, must find something to do in this world. Everybody must work. Woe to those who lead idle lives. Idleness is a dreadful disease of which one should be cured immediately in childhood. If not, one never gets over it.
These words touched Pinocchio's heart.
I will study. I will work. I will try to do everything you tell me, for I am sick of being a puppet. I want to become a real boy, whatever I have to do for it. You promised that I could, didn't you?
Yes, it's true. I promised. And now it depends on you.
Bright and early in the morning of the next day, Pinocchio started for school. However, the local school was notorious for housing right rascals of boys. Imagine what these mischievous boys did when they saw a puppet coming to school. It seems their laughter would never end. One took his cap away. Another pulled off his jacket. One of the boys tried to draw a big mustache under his nose in ink. And another tried to tie strings to his hands and feet to make him dance. Pinocchio pretended not to notice them at first, but it didn't take long before he lost his patience.
Take care, boys. I didn't come here to be your clown. I respect others, and I want to be respected.
Okay.
Good for you, Peacock. You talk like a book. Ha ha, got your nose. Oh, what hard shins.
After standing up for himself, Pinocchio won the respect of the whole school, and they all made friends with him. As the days passed into weeks, even the teacher praised him because he was such an excellent student and always came early to school and left late. Pinocchio's only fault was that he made friends, some of which were good-for-nothing scoundrels who were unwilling to study.
Be careful, Pinocchio. Those bad companions will sooner or later make you lose your love for books. I hope they won't lead you into any great trouble.
Oh, there's no such danger. There's too much sense inside this good wooden head of mine.
Now, this great trouble happened one day when he was on his way to school and met some of his friends.
Have you heard the great news?
No.
They say that a shark as big as a mountain has been near the shore.
You don't say. I wonder if it could be the same one I heard of when my father was drowned.
We're going to the beach to see it. Will you come too?
No, I'm going to school.
What do you care about school? You can go there tomorrow. One lesson more or less won't change us. We'll still remain the same donkeys.
But what will the teacher say?
Let him talk. He's paid to find fault all day long.
And my mother?
Oh, mothers don't know anything. She won't find out.
I know what I'll do. I have certain reasons for seeing the shark, but I'll go after school.
You poor blockhead. Do you think that a fish of that size will wait for you? He'll get tired of being there, and then off he'll go.
How long does it take to get to the beach?
We can be there and be back in an hour.
Well, come on then. Let's see who can get there the fastest.
All the boys began to run out towards the beach. Pinocchio led them, running as fast as if he had wings on his feet. When he arrived at the shore, he saw the sea. It was as smooth as a great mirror.
Well, where's the shark?
Perhaps he'd gone to breakfast.
Or perhaps he went to take a nap.
Their silly responses and laughter made it clear to Pinocchio that it had all been a joke, and that he had believed a lie.
What was the idea in telling me that story about the shark?
Well, it was great fun to be sure. And besides, we wanted you to stay away from school and come with us. Aren't you ashamed to study so hard?
Why should you mind how hard I study?
Because you make us look bad.
What can I do then to make you happy?
You must do as we do, and hate school and lessons and the teachers. Those are our three great enemies.
And suppose I chose to keep studying?
Then we'll have nothing to do with you, and we'll take the first chance to get even with you.
Really? You make me laugh.
Take care, Pinocchio. We aren't afraid of you. You should be afraid of us. You are only one, and we are 7.
Like the 7 deadly sins.
Did you hear that? He insulted us. He called us 7 deadly sins. Pinocchio, you better say you are sorry, or else.
Cuckoo!
You'll be sorry.
Cuckoo!
We'll beat you like a piñata.
Cuckoo!
You'll go home with a broken nose.
Cuckoo!
I'll give you cuckoo. Take this for a start and keep it for dinner.
Oh, Mama, help me. I'm dying.
Oh, Pinocchio's killed one of our own.
Eugene! Oh, poor Eugene! Open your eyes and look at me! I didn't hurt you, believe me. It wasn't me. Open your eyes, Eugene! Oh, what shall I do? How will I have the courage to go back to my mother? What will become of me? Where can I hide myself? It would have been so much better for me to go to school instead of listening to those bad friends. My mother did say, beware of evil companions, but I was a fool, and now I will suffer for it. Oh dear, oh dear.
What was all this screaming about? What are you doing down there on the ground there, young, thing? What's wrong with that kid?
I'm just helping my schoolmate.
Why? This boy is wounded. Who did it?
Not me, sir.
Then who was it?
Not me.
What was he hit with? His book? It matches the imprint on his forehead. See? Whose book is this?
It's mine.
That's enough. Come on, get up and come with me.
But I am innocent.
That's for the judge to decide. Come on. Shoot that thing. That puppet runs like a rabbit. Out the door, old boy. You like chasing rabbits. Run after him.
I'll escape him in the sea.
I've forgotten that I cannot swim. Oh, I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Drown then. Help me. Save my life. Oh.
If I save your life, do you promise not to bother me anymore? Or run after me?
I promise.
Pinocchio wouldn't have done it, but then he remembered his father's saying.
No one ever loses by doing a good deed.
Goodbye, dog. Try to remember vital things more often.
Goodbye, Pinocchio. 1,000 thanks for saving my life. You were very kind to me. And in this world, one good deed deserves another. Should you ever need me, I shall remember you. Oh, and watch out for that giant net.
What?
Pinocchio, to his shock, suddenly found himself in a big net, among a huge number of fish of every shape and size, flapping and jumping as if they were all mad. At the same time he saw, reeling in the net, a fisherman who was so ugly that he looked like a sea monster. Instead of hair, he grew bushes that were thickly covered with green leaves. As his net reached the shore, the fisherman grew excited at his ample catch.
Thank the seas. I shall have a fine meal of fish today.
How lucky I am to not be a fish.
The great green fisherman dragged the net over to where he had a cooking fire set up.
Now we shall see the fish we've caught. These mullets will be good. These whiting will be excellent. These sardines are exquisite. These crabs will be excellent as well. These anchovies will be fine. What kind of fish is this? I have never seen such a fish. I see. Must be a crab.
I am not a crab. What do you mean by calling me that? I tell you I'm a puppet.
A puppet? In truth, a puppet fish is new to me. All the better. I shall eat you with very great pleasure.
Eat me? Will you understand once and for all that I am not a fish? Don't you see that I can talk and reason as you do?
That's right. And now, seeing you are a fish who can speak and reason as I do, I shall treat you with the greatest consideration.
And what will that be?
As a token of friendship and particular consideration, I shall let you choose how you will be cooked. Would you prefer to be fried in oil in a pan, or stewed with tomato sauce?
To tell the truth, if I must choose, I prefer to get back my freedom and go home.
You're joking. How can you think I'd lose this chance to taste such a rare fish? You don't catch a puppet fish every day. Leave it to me. I shall fry you in a pan with all the other fish, and you'll be quite happy to be fried in company is always consolation.
No! 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 I am not a puppet fish! No!
What a story! Pinocchio mourns the fairy and has set out on a quest to find his father, Geppetto. Then he discovers that the fairy is actually alive and old enough to now be his mother. Pinocchio promised to be a good boy and go to school, but that did not last very long. Letting go of all the wise advice he'd heard so far, Pinocchio goes with his schoolmates to see the mysterious, monstrous shark that could have something to do with his father. But things got heated when Pinocchio was made fun of, and now he is suspected of hurting Eugene, and the policeman's dog is after him. Thankfully, Pinocchio actually manages to save the dog's life, and things seem to be getting better until that nasty fisherman. Whatever will happen to Pinocchio? Do we dare hope he'll survive? Tune in next time to find out in episode 5.